Hey guys, it's Charlie. I want to talk a little bit about the State of the Union because the mainstream media, they don't represent the truth. They represent their investors. They represent the Wall Street interest. You can go on Bloomberg, their website, any day or time, day or night, and inevitably you're going to run into the Goldman Sachs advertisement or the JP Morgan Chase advertisement. These companies shouldn't even have the money to advertise on Bloomberg. They shouldn't have the money to sponsor sporting events. They shouldn't have the money to be partying up in Davos, for that matter, either. But they do have the money because they had record profits in 2010, and they're going to have record profits in 2011 because the stock market's going to sail to 12, 14, 16,000. And you know what? You're going to keep being told the same thing, that you didn't do it right, that your neighbor's a scumbag because his house foreclosed on, and Wall Street needs to be healthy, the banking sector needs to be healthy before Main Street can be healthy. Let me break it down, make it real simple. The banking sector is in deep, deep trouble in this country. Almost 1,000 banks are on the troubled bank list. These aren't the too big to fails partying in Davos right now. This isn't JP Morgan Chase. This isn't Goldman Sachs who are on this troubled list. It's your regional banks, the regional banks that did it right, the regional banks that didn't create derivatives and didn't sell them around the world and didn't bribe the rating agencies to stamp them AAA so they could sell them to other countries and implode economies around the world. No, these regional banks are the ones that you go to and you deposit your money in. They're the ones you rely on for loans for your small business. They're the ones who are hurting. They're the ones who are on the troubled asset list. They're the ones who are going to evaporate in the next couple years, and their power and their wealth is going to be upwardly integrated once again to the same people who brought us here. It's an affront and an embarrassment that we have our representatives coming on television telling us things are better than they were in 2008. The only people they're better for are the same banksters who got us here. Not the 26 million people who are unemployed or underemployed. Not the 4.5 people that have to look for every single job in this country. When we look at the last recession, that number was 2.9 after the 2000 recession. It isn't better for the 8 million families who've lost their homes in the last 2 years during this recession. We've had $14 trillion worth of toxic assets being created to bring us into this depression. We've had an absolute outpouring of money from the Federal Reserve to the same too big to fails that got us here. And what we've got for it is a stimulus that is 20 times larger for the too big to fail banks than it is for the average person in this country. Does that equal prosperity? Does that equal a representative republic? It does absolutely not. It equals a corporatocracy where we have a bunch of thugs, a cabal of banksters, global elitists who think that they should be the ones in control of all the money and all the power. And guess what? They're getting their way. I wanted to make this video because that is the state of the union that I live in. I don't know this fantasy land that was brought to you last night. I don't believe for 1 second the words that came out of his mouth, and I don't believe for 1 second that a 12,000 point Dow Jones equaling prosperity on Wall Street is going to mean anything for you other than more and more tyranny, financial terrorism, and misery in your life. Stories are attached. That's all I got.